Hi everyone, it's Doug from Bjorn Territory, and in this episode I'm going to show you how to build a little gated entrance for your Peninsular War terrain, but with a little difference. It's modular, it's fairly quick to build, and I've got one of these as well. I've got some modular doors, so it's one broken door and one normal door. I hope you enjoy this one, hope you like the video, follow along if you like. It's a nice quick one to build, and yeah, please like and subscribe if you like what I'm doing. So I've decided to make an L-shaped base for this build. It's going to be, you can change it, but I've decided to go 7 inches long on one side, 5 inches long on the other, and the base is about 1 inch wide. Just for my own aesthetics, I like to take the edges, take your time. You don't have to do this, I just like it for my own pieces. There you go, managed to taper the edges of the base. It's a bit of planning and sketching out, just to give you a sense of scale. So the width of the doors is going to be 2.5 inches. The height of the doors, just to make this way around, maximum height 3 inches. Okay, so quite a large pair of doors. I freehanded a curve to it. It's going to have a point to the roof, 2 1 inch, this is 1 inch this side, 1 inch that side, just to give it a little bit of strength to the gate. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to place this on the 7-inch length of my base. So I'm just going to mark out, I've done 4.5 inches, got a few more inches to do to get to my 7, so it gets from one end to the other on one side of that base. And for that, I'm just going to do a slightly lower wall than the gate. I'm thinking, just for a bit of cover for the dude, a 2-inch wall would be fine. So the material I'm using is foam core card. It's probably one of my favourite materials for crafting and making terrain, just because it's really versatile, easy to use, pretty strong as well, but also really lightweight, so it makes everything worthwhile. You don't have big, heavy bits of terrain. It can be quite easy carried or transported in. Little rule, my trusted Stanley, a cutting mat just to make sure you're safe. Always check twice, cut once, and then install it. Nice, easy cut through. And you see again, if you haven't seen my videos before, foam core card. It's got a layer of card on either side with foam in the middle of the core. You need to remember the card, foam core card, is to get into both points. So you saw there, do it again on this side. I need to get to both corners. I need to get to the corner, sorry, from both sides. So I come from that side, and then I come from this side. It comes out really easily. Alright, now for the door. I want to keep the template of the frame of the door because that's going to help the build later. So make sure when you cut this bit out in the middle for your door, you keep it. So starting off, I'm doing the sides. Piercing slice. And it's a little bit of freehand side. What I do, I go from the middle of the door and I go to one side. Just check the cut twice. 3 times that. And I turn it around and I go from the middle to the other side. Okay, first part of the build is cut out. So I have the frame for the door, with the barn door cut out. The wall goes in the middle. I set it in the middle of the base. So I've decided to give it a bit of strength, so I'm hot gluing a replica piece on top of the original, so make it twice as thick. There you go. With my hot glue on the base, splurge, and line it up, importantly, line it up in the middle and right against the edge on the side of the base. There you go, ta-da! Just be careful, obviously with hot glue, you don't burn yourself. So So I measured the distance between the end of that wall and the end of the base, and put 2 bits of foam core board together, 2 inches high, and I'll attach it like that with a hot glue. Spurt against here. Got to work quite quick because the hot glue cools. Spurt on the bottom. Butt it up right against the wall to the edge. Just hold it for a few seconds and it will dry. I'm just cutting a tapered edge on small pieces that are about 1.5 inches long. I'm just going to come on the edges here and here, so I'm going to glue those on. It's just a small piece of extra detail on the wall. Splurge of hot glue gun, put it on, and on this side, glue it up. Put it on, and then the last one, splurge of hot glue, put it on. There you go. So that's come alive. Okay, what I'm going to do with a bit of old cardboard scrap, I'm going to cut little strips and cuts into it every so often. Like that. And then with a pencil, I'm going to bend the bits of card around the pencil. And this is going to be to create the tile shapes for my terrain. I'm going to start with the wall, bit of hot glue along the top. Fix this up, and then we'll repeat. And then I'll repeat it again. A strip of hot glue on top, and place the next layer of tiles just on top so it's overlapping a bit. And it gives a really nice effect for the Scala terrain in the Peninsular War. I hope you like it. I'm just going to carry this on all the way around the edges of the piece of terrain. Okay, so I've managed to put the tiles on along the top of the bits, on the little sticky out bits. Do a bit of trimming and tidying up. The tiles are almost done. What I'm going to do now is put the Mod Podge on, which mixes the black acrylic. This gives me a base coat. It also strengthens the piece of terrain. What I like to do on the walls, okay, is put a bit of play sand, which I'll put in my trusted spice shaker. Slap it on. And yeah, I know, even the black walls, I do this as well. Just makes it easier to paint on top of that in a second. And especially when I put my textures on a bit, slap it on, make sure you're getting all the nooks and crannies. I also do the base as well. And whilst the Mod Podge is drying, I've taken my sand. I'm just going to do a little bit of sprinkle on the base, on the lower part of the walls. There's my template of the door cut out, a bit that I cut out from before. And what I'm going to do, slap a bunch of PVA on top. Great thing about PVA, it dries clear. It does take a bit of time to dry, but it dries really tough. So. And then I have my trusted coffee stir sticks, and I'm just going to layer them over the top, making sure they're aligned at the bottom and straight. As well as a normal door, I'm also going to make a damaged door. And what you can see, I've broken away half the door template, peeled off some of the foam core card, broken bits away. What I'm going to do, PVA again, same process. And I lay my planks again with my coffee stir sticks over the top. So on one side, and then on the other side, I'll start breaking them off. Splitting and tearing them. we go, and start breaking some of the coffee stir sticks away, bending them a little bit, bending the frame of the door, and I'm just going to leave this side to dry for a bit. The next bit, I just put some supporting struts in 4 parts of the door as well. I'm going to leave that to dry for a bit. On the broken door, also put some support beams across the door as well. Leave that to dry. So what I'm going to do now is take my snips and just cut the edge of the frame, the outline of my door. So just take my time. Shoot off my little bits of coffee stir sticks across the room and keep trimming. There we go, trimmed it down. I've split the middle panel as well to give the door a natural split down the middle. So what I'm going to do now is do the same on the reverse. For the back of the gate, before I trim to the shape, add some longer braces and down the middle. I'm just going to add in some diagonal braces and line up the coffee stir stick from the top edge to the bottom edge of the braces, mark out where I want to trim, here and here. Take the snips, trim, the air on the back of it, should, there we go, and do the same on the other one. There you go, all stuck in place. Now we're going to draw the broken door. Just going to turn it over and trim the shape of the door. On this, I just brace in the back of the door. There you go. So on the back of the door, I've added in a brace, some broken parts of the join, just to make it a little bit more interesting. Put a little bit there. So the first thing I do when painting a peninsular terrain, I go for a wash of white. So make sure you get all angles, all parts. Whilst the wash is dry, I'll come with some acrylic paint, burnt sienna for the tiles. For the doors, I'll add my Mod Podge and black acrylic paint. This will just hold all the planks and loose bits together, make it a bit more hardy and plain. Hopefully make it last longer. What I'm going to come in with now is Agrax Earthshade, and I'm just going to do a wash on the bottom edge, watered down. Just a little bit. Wash, and then I come back in with the white acrylic. And this time I do quite a thick coating at the top, making sure to try and keep it as neat as possible at the top edge, and then stipple in to blend in the wash. Alright, next bit, I'm going to paint the doors flat brown, both the damaged door and the solid door. Okay, back to the build. What I'm going to do now is start to base it. So PVA Have it all on the bottom of the board, the base. Alright, so PVA is on. I've got a lid of a box trimmed down to pour my base material in. And this week, I've got something different. I've got Geek Gaming Scenics Base Ready Mediterranean Soil. I thought this might speed up my process. I thought I'd give it a go. I haven't tried any of this stuff yet, the base ready stuff. So, show you what it's like. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to literally pour it on. Out of the bag. Tip it off. What I like straight away is seeing the range of different size pieces. I can see sands, I can see bigger stones, I can see bits of grass. It's just interesting, it's nice thing to play with. I'm just going to tip a little bit off. Put it in the tray so I can reuse the stuff that I've tipped off, so it's not wasted. Alright, now I'm coming in with the matte scenic sealant. How's it? I'll hold in all the base ready material. What I'm also going to do is come in with a little bit of Butterfield brown, just because my rest of my terrain is a bit darker than that. So I'm just going to add in a bit of darker stones into it. I'm also going to put a bit of my dark grass. Not much, just a tad. I'm going to put some moss on some of the walls as well. Only a couple bit more things to do. And we're going with Agrax Earthshade. And I'm going to use that. My doors, I should say, not door. Slap it on. I do both sides of the doors, but I'm also going to do the tiles on top of the terrain piece. Right, I'm just going to come in with a dry brush of grey here, like a light grey, not white. And just pick up some of the edges of the planks of wood. Next bit is a bit of dry brushing on the tiles, just on the edges. Cool, there you go, it's all put together. There's the broken door in place. I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope it's something you picked up a few more ideas, or you can see how some of the techniques I've used in other videos can be used in a range of different ways. It was quite a quick build to make. And what I liked today was getting involved with the Geek Gaming Scenics Base Ready range. It definitely sped everything up. A bit lighter compared to my other builds, but I think the effect overall is just the same. It looks cool. Yeah, and I hope you like this one. I hope you like what I'm doing. Please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you soon. I'll stick some photos on the end of this, and I'll catch you next week.